So, let's do a Tickle Toes appreciation video, shall we? Well, an appreciation video, and I guess more or less, why I recommend Tickle Toes in 2021, or the modern day and age kind of video. So, this thing, it's known for having a weird history. I don't mean just it fading into obscurity, I mean it being unceremoniously killed by Hasbro. This came out in, apparently it was either 2002 or 2001. Camera. All that wear and tear isn't helping, but it does say 2001. I just had to leave it on screen for a little bit because my camera is stupid. But let's talk about, appreciation. Think of how weird this sounds on paper. Think of how weird it sounds. You tickle the toes to, score points and win the game. In context, it sounds absolutely stupid. But in execution, it's really, really entertaining and actually action-packed. It's pretty intense. Especially game 2. I think last night I was talking to one of my friends, one of my fellow electronic gamers. We were doing a call, and I got, was it 152, I think? Either way, that was game 2, which is RNG, it's not, pattern-based. It's just all across the board. It stops at a random toe, light, whatever. Game 1, Laugh Riot, is a fixed pattern. You will see a lot of repetition. But, again, back to what's actually important. Think of it this way. Despite how odd or weird something sounds in concept, rarely affects the execution of the final product. This thing is just incredibly silly. Watch it move around real quick. Even when you start it up, you can definitely tell it's a goofy experience. But it's a fun, goofy experience. It's a very entertaining game. The problem, and people who actually have one of these, such as Plushie and Austin, and I believe my friend Justin has one, I hope they're all watching this, it's very hard to find. And, putting this back into the proper context, Plushie had his, and he got it in 2014. No one else had made a video on Tickle Toes in general after that, until I got mine. It sounds like I'm bragging, but I'm just proving a point. First Plushie, temporary hiatus, then 2020, I got mine, then everyone wanted one. I'm not even kidding. Everyone wants one now. It was, in chronological order, Plushie, he was first, then me after the hiatus, then Justin, and then Austin. And I bring all of those people up, including myself, because, again, after I got one, everybody wanted one because, it's apparently relevant now, despite being semi-obscure. The value, especially, is just really, really strange. Again, with Plushie. When Plushie had his, I think he might still have his, which it's super high-pitched, compared to mine, which I believe is normal. Justin has one that's the exact same pitch as mine, if not slightly lower or slightly normal. Austin, I think it's slightly high, not even high pitched like Plushie's. But this thing is notorious for having a very, very bizarre value. Mine was, I think, 52. I don't know how much Plushie's tossed. I can't remember how much Justin's tossed. I forget how much Austin's tossed. But I saw an NIB, that's their way of saying new in box, one recently, $99.99, approximately. Yeah, free shipping, but still, who's gonna pay that much? Oh, wait, that'd be me, but I digress. I just made myself look like an idiot. But because I'm a treasure hunter, it kind of comes naturally with the territory. But put it this way, I paid less than $99.99 for this clown. And this thing, mine at least, the motor was being very, very squeaky. That video should still be up on my channel to put that into context. And the Another iDog Fan 41 excerpt should still be up on my channel to see the internals. But for those who haven't seen either of those, it was squeaky and it was squealing. Here's the end result, how the motor sounds after WD-40 and white leafing grease. That's the end result. The motor is perfectly fine. So let's talk about why people should support this, especially now. So, you guys know that thing about, like, cartoon creators getting abused by networks? And I keep bringing this up, not to repeat myself, but to, prove my point. People always think I'm making, like, a cruel joke when I say, oh, Dan Plitzner's a slave to Hasbro, making Bop Twist Pull Bop is every... That was never meant to be a joke. That was never meant to be any kind of joke. Because, you know, like, Dan is literally a slave to Hasbro. It's getting old. Like, Micro was 2014. That was fine. R2 was fine. R2-D2 was 2015. But then every single year after, including this year, they just have him make Bop Twist Pulls themed after different popular characters. Yeah, we got New Moves and Maker interspersed in there, and they were... New Moves was pretty good. But, no, like, every other Bop-It that wasn't, like, a creative idea by Klitzner was just Bop Twist Pull, but themed after X popular character because, you know, cashing on this character's popularity. Like, this thing was unceremoniously killed. Like, I couldn't find a commercial for it anywhere. No commercial and no promotional material. The only thing that I could find that's actually been archived is the game's manual. That is it. Like, if we're talking Google, at least. If we're talking YouTube, again, just the mainstay videos like plushies and mine. That is it. So, back to my actual initial point. Like, people often complain about things being too kiddie or whatever today. Think of it this way, though. How bizarre something sounds in concept, again, mind you, rarely affects the final product. Like, this thing, yeah, it looks like really kiddie, but as a veteran, I just come to appreciate it more and more and more as time goes on. Like, it's just really, really goofy. Like, I just love stuff like that. Like, I'm a sucker for things that are, like, cartoonishly over the top. But yes, my initial point is, if you can find one, and the keywords are, if you can find one, go get one. It's pretty fun, despite the odd concept. It's a very entertaining game, for newcomers and veterans alike.